Hi guys, good morning. Guys, can you see my screen? If yes, type yes in the chat box. Yeah, good morning, guys. Okay, let's begin. So just let me. Or else I'll do one thing. The easiest way. Yeah. So guys, we'll go with the collections framework. We'll continue with the collections framework. We have started it yesterday. So I explained what exactly collection is, what exactly collections framework is. And I started this array list, but I have not completed the entire thing in the array list. We have actually created an array list, and I showed you how to initialize the elements in the array list, both the normal way and the shortcut way. And also, okay, I explained the difference between arrays and array list. That was a case, right? There are many other things that I have to cover as part of the array list. So now I'll get started here, continue from here. So here in this diagram, if you see, we are here, guys, okay? ArrayList is one of the class in this collections framework. This class I am covering. So I'm going to demonstrate an array list which stores integer values and uses for loop to print those values, okay? So earlier, if you see the collections framework demo, here in this, we have this array list demo. This was a yesterday's program. Just wait. Here, what we have done, we have created an array list and we have added the elements to the array list. And we can keep adding as many number of elements. And to retrieve these elements, there were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. To retrieve these elements, we have to use a get command. For adding the elements or for initializing this array list with some elements, we are using add command, add method of this array list class. Whereas for retrieving that, we have used get command. Okay, get of 0, get of index 0, get of index 1, get of index 2, get of index 3, get of index 4, like that we have used, right? Fine. Now the next thing is, instead of using this, individual statements like this array list dot get of 0 and all, I would like to use a for loop here. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just going to create a new array list, new class, array list for loop demo. Okay, some random name I'm giving for the class, and with main method, now I'm going to create an array list. Array list, a list is equal to new array list. Like this, we'll create an object for the array list and hold the mouse on the array list and import it from java.util package. And beside this array list, provide less than greater than symbols and specify which type of objects you would like to store into this, or you know assign to this array list. Okay, I would like to go with integer. Okay, I cannot use primitive data type as I already explained to you yesterday. This integer you can copy paste here. This side it is optional though. Now I have created an array list. I would like to add some elements into this array list. Guys, tell me which method I have to use for adding the element to this array list. Just type in the chat box. What method I have to use for adding the elements to the array list? Can you say into this array list, what is the method I have to use to add the elements into the array list? Add method, right? We have to use add method, add method. Okay. So a list dot add. I can add the integer objects. Let's say 9. A list dot add of 5. Then a list dot add of 7. A list dot add of. You guys are right, guys. Okay, whatever you pinged in the chat box is 100% right. We have to use the add method. Then a list dot add of 8 and so on. We can add as many number of elements as you want because array list is not fixed in size. Fine. Now the thing is to retrieve these elements and print them. I have to write the statements generally. System.out.println a list dot which command I have to use for retrieving the elements from the array list. What is the command or method I have to use for retrieving the elements from the array list? A list dot get of 0. First element, okay. Then system.out.println a list dot get of 1. Then system.out.println a list dot get of 2. System.out.println a list dot, yes, you are right, guys, get method. Okay, whatever you pinned in the chat is 100% right. This is at the index 0. When you say add of 9, which is at the index 0, the second element will be added at the index 1. Third element will be added at the index 2. Fourth element will be added at the index 3. Fifth element will be added at the index 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here, I'll write down system.out.println a list dot get of 4. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now run the code, right click run as Java application. So elements will be printed for you. That is 95718 will be printed for you. Okay, 95718 got printed for you. But I don't want to write this many number of print statements. Okay, for each and every element, I have to write a separate print statement and I have to provide a list dot get of 0, array list dot get of 0, get of 1 like that. So what is the solution, guys? I don't want to go like this. What may be the solution? I can use for loop or not in this case. Can I use for loop? Just provide your answer in the chat box. Guys, can I use for loop? Yes or no? Just type either yes or no in the chat box. I want everyone to participate so that I can know whether you guys are following me or not. Yes, for loop. We can use for loop, right? Instead of writing these individual statements, tomorrow 100 elements are there. I cannot write the 100 print statements, right? That's not a correct approach. So I can use for loop. So how to use for loop? For int I is equal to 0. Here I is equal to 0 means, let's say this 0 is the index. Okay. So 0th index is the first element, right? I less than, what I have to do, guys? How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are there. 5 I have to write. Then I plus plus. This is how I have to write. But here, instead of writing this size of this array list manually, is there a way to calculate the or find the size of the array list? Guys, instead of writing this 5 here or something, can I find the size of the array list here? Which command I have to use? Size method. Yes. Again, let's go back to the basics. I'll compare a few things for you. You just have to answer me from the previous sessions. To find the size of the arrays, what I have to use in Java? Tell me, guys. To find the size of the array, Kumari is saying length. Some people are saying size method. Some people are saying length method, length variable. Most of the people are saying length variable. Yes, the answer is length predefined variable we have to use. Okay. In to find the size of the arrays, how many elements are there in the arrays, we have to use length predefined variable. And coming to string, if I ask you coming to string, if I have to find the size of the string, what I have to use? Length predefined method I have to use. Length predefined method. Here, length predefined variable. In the string, length predefined method. Now coming to the array list, let's say, coming to the array list, what I have to use? Size. Size is a method we have to use, guys. Okay. So this thing you have to keep in mind, guys. Okay. To find the size of the array, we have to use length predefined variable. To find the size of the string text, you have to use length predefined method. To find the size, how many elements are there in the array list, you have to use size predefined method. Okay. So these three difference, if you remember, then things will be good for you. Okay. So here in this case, to find the size of the array list, system.out.println size of a list colon plus a list dot what method I have to use? Size method. This will get you the size of the array list. Run the code and observe that we'll get the size of the array list. Let it print something. Size of the array list is what? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct or not, guys? Right or wrong? Correct only, right? It has given a proper size. Now, can I use this size in the for loop? While writing the normal for loop, can I use for size? I can use, right? For int I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0 means 0th index. I less than what? I less than size of the array list. I less than the size of the array list, that is a list dot size. This size of the array list. Then I plus plus. For every iteration, we'll increment the index value from 0 to 1, 1 to 2 like that. Okay. Now here inside this, I'll write down system.out.println a list dot get of what I have to mention inside this get command. Tell me, guys, what I have to specify inside this get command. I have to specify I here, right? You are right. I have to specify I because when this for loops gets run, initially the value of I will be 0. 0 less than the size of the array list, that is 5. 0 less than 5 is true. We'll go inside a list dot get of 0. It will get 9. 9 will be printed. Then I plus plus I will become from 0 to 1. 1 less than 5 is true. Again, we'll go inside the for loop. A list dot get of 1. When you say get of 1, 5 will be printed. Then I plus plus 2 will become 2 less than 5 is true. A list dot get of 2. 7 will be printed. 3 it will become 3 less than 5. True again. A list dot get of 3. 1 will be printed. It will become 4. 4 less than 5. A list dot get of 5. 4, get of 4, sorry. Get of 4. 8 will be printed. I will become finally 5. 5 less than 5 is false. So it will come out of the for loop. Now run the code and you will see all the array list elements will get printed in the output. You see 9, 5, 7, 1, 8. So everyone clear with the for loop? How to use for loop with array list is clear for you? Guys, is it clear? Type C in the chat box if it is clear how to use for loop with the array list. Okay, great, great. I want everyone to participate in the chat box, guys. These are interactive sessions. So anyone new to this batch, just wait till end of this meeting, guys. I would like to talk to you. I know that there are few people who have joined today. Just wait till the end of the meeting. Okay. I'll talk to you at the end of the session. Okay. So don't worry. Just try to understand the session as much as possible. And we'll talk at the end of the meeting. Okay. Anyone new to this session, just wait. Okay. Fine. Next thing is this is with for loop, right? I'll show you now the same thing with for each loop. So there are two ways of working with ArrayList, either with for loop or for each loop. What do you think is preferred loop, guys? We have to use for loop with ArrayList or for each loop with ArrayList. If two are possible, which one you have to choose? For each, AB is saying for each loop we have to use. Pushkar also for each. What about others? Kumari also saying for each loop. What about other people? Raj Kumar for each loop. What do you think, guys? For loop or for each loop? Which is suitable for array list? Which is preferred otherwise? Out of these two loops, which one is preferred for array list? Almost everyone is saying for each loop in the chat box. The answer is right, guys. You see, if you remember arrays, I told you, though you can use for loop with arrays, but the a loop that is properly designed for arrays and collections framework concepts is nothing but for each loop. So we have to use for each loop and give first we have to use for each loop, then only we have to use other type of loops, guys. So create a new class, then I'll just say array list for each loop, for each loop demo. With main method, I'll create with main method I have created. And inside this, I'm going to create an array list. Array list A list is equal to new array list. Okay. Now import this array list from java.util package. Less than greater than symbols you provide. Now write down integer. Here also write down integer. Okay. So now I would like to add some elements to this array list. A list dot add of let's say 9. A list dot add of 5. A list dot add of 7. A list dot add of 1. A list dot add of 8. Like the different elements have added into this array list. That's fine. Now the next thing is I would like to use for each loop to retrieve all these elements from this array list. Do you need to find the size of this array list for each loop? For each loop, do we have to find the size of the array list? Yes or no? Not required, right? It's not required to find the size. Do you have to use any indexing concept? In for each loop, do I need to use any indexing concept? Again, no. Right? No indexing, no need to find the size of the array list. How to write the for each loop is write the for loop like this, first of all. And here, understand that each and every element that is added to this array list individually is of which type? Tell me, guys. If I talk about this element or this element individually is of which type? Kumari, you are wrong. Rajkumar, you are also wrong. Irfan, you are wrong. Sunil Kumar, you are wrong. Priyanka, you are right. Integer wrapper class type. Now Kumari, you are right. Irfan, now you are right. Mahesh, you are wrong. This is not in primitive data type. What is this type? Individual elements of this array list are of which type? Wrapper class type. Integer wrapper class, not in primitive data type. If you say int, that is wrong, guys. It's integer wrapper class. Object oriented wrapper class, right? As an object. So each and every element here is of which data type? Which type? Sorry, integer wrapper class type. So I have to write integer here. Okay, integer. For example, E for element. You can give any name A, B, X, Y, Z, whatever you want to give, you can give. Put a colon. After the colon, give the array list name. After the colon, give the array list name. Now system.out.println, print this particular E. So how this for each loop will be, it is a very simplest loop for arrays, array list collections and all. So when this loops gets executed in the array list, how many elements are there? 9, 5, 7, 1, 8. In the first element is what? 9. 9 will be assigned to E and 9 will be printed here. Then again, A list will check how many elements are left out. 5, 7, 1, 8. In the first element, 5 will be assigned, 5 will be printed. Then A list, okay, then A list 7, 1, 8. In that first element, 7 will be taken and 7 will be printed. Then A list, remaining 1, 8 are there, 1 will be assigned and 1 will be printed. A list, only one element, 8 is left, 8 is assigned and 8 will be printed. Okay, 8 will be printed. Then after that, no more elements left out, no more elements left out. So we'll come out to the for each loop. Yes, Mahesh, int also will work because it will convert. Okay, you see when you are adding this array list elements 9 into this E, right? It will convert into the primitive data type if you want. Here, if you put int, it may convert. Okay, this may be okay. This is fine, but we don't do that. But we don't do that, guys. Okay, but we don't do that. Int also will work, but when you are working with arrays, since all these objects, why we have to convert back to the primitive data types, right? Why we have to convert them back to the primitive data types, even though it is working. Okay, so we have to use integer wrapper class only. Is that fine, Mahesh? That's a good observation, Mahesh, that in primitive data type can be used here, but in programs, we generally don't use like that. We still go with the individual type of the array list, that is integer, that we use in the for each loop. We don't have to convert. There is no need of converting back to primitive data type, okay, in the program. Clear? Clear, Mahesh? Okay, great. So this is how we can write the for each loop, right? Like run as Java application. 95718. Okay, 95718 will be printed. So this is how we can use for each loop with array list. Now the next thing is, here the last item, assigning the object of array list class to collection list interface. Okay, if you see this diagram, array list is a child class of parent interface known as list, and it has a grandparent known as collection. Now, if I ask you, can I create an object for this array list and assign it to the variable of the list interface? Is it possible? From our previous sessions, you need to understand child class object can be assigned to the variable of the parent class or interface in Java. Yes, right? So I can create an object for the array list and assign it to the variable of the list interface. Or I can create an object for the array list and create and assign it to the variable of the collection interface. Upcasting, automatically done. Okay. So why I'm explaining all this stuff is in real time, people do that. Sometimes people will not write array list, a list is equal to new array list. They will write list is equal to new array list, they will write. You should not get confused. You see, object for the child class can be assigned to the variable of the parent interface or class. Okay, that's okay. So here, I'll create a new class and I'll say array list collection demo. Okay, array list collection demo, something I'll write. And with main method, here inside the main method, I'm going to write this line, that is array list. Instead of array list, first I'll create an object for the array list. Array list, I'll say integer here. Import this array list. And here I'll say a list is equal to. Now here, I've created an object for the array list and I can assign that object to the variable of what, guys? Can I declare this with the list interface here? I can declare and provide the less than greater than symbol, import this list from java.util package, and here you can specify integer again. Okay. So list interface, this also will work fine. you can create an object for the array list and assign it to the variable of the list interface. Fine. I'll say a list 1 here. Similarly, you can create an object for the array list. You can also use like this. You can create an object for the array list and assign it to the variable of collection interface. Collection integer. Import this collection. Is it possible, guys? Are both the things possible? Grandparent interface. This is parent interface. So this is possible, guys. Why we have to know this stuff is sometimes in real time, people will create the array list like this. They'll create an object for the array list and assign it to the variable of the list interface. Sometimes people will create an object for the array list and assign to the variable of the collection interface. So it's better to know that people may write array list is equal to new array list, or list is equal to new array list, or collection list is equal to new array list. Like that they will write. We should be ready for that. Okay, everyone clear with this? Everyone clear with this? Great. Now, if you are good with the array list now, there are a lot of things in array list, but this much is enough for our Selenium automation and all. So these are the main highlight points of array list. If everyone is good with array list, I'll go with the next one, that is HashSet. So just everyone write ready in the chat box so that I'll move on to the HashSet now. Everyone type ready in the chat box so that I'll move on to the next one, that is HashSet. Would like to see the participation. How many people are active in this meeting?
Arun, is ArrayList under arrays?
Is ArrayList under what?
Arrays.
No, it's part of collections framework.
Okay, I have wondered how to check this. What is the parent of this? For example, ArrayList is under list or something, HashSet is under set, that type of things. How we can check our own?
Yeah, that thing you can check using this. You can go to the API library of Java. Let's say Java 8 API documentation. You just Google search, you'll get this link. Okay. In that, you search for ArrayList. ArrayList. You'll get this class, the predefined class. You see, ArrayList is implementing these interfaces. ArrayList is a child of which interfaces? A lot of interfaces are there. Two of the interfaces that I showed you is list interface and collection interface. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. ArrayList is a child of, or ArrayList is implementing some interfaces. That means ArrayList is a child of, ArrayList implements collection. ArrayList implements list. ArrayList not only implements these two things, other also, but we don't have to worry about. For now, ArrayList implements collections and list. Okay, that's what we have to be clear about.
Okay.
Okay. So Vishwa is asking me a question like ArrayList will allow duplicate values, right? Could you please tell us the reason and Pavel show one example? Sure, Vishwa, I'll show you. ArrayList will allow you to add duplicate elements without any problem. Why? Because there is a concept of indexing. Everyone type in the chat box. Because of indexing, duplicate values can be stored into the ArrayList. Indexing is the reason. Everyone type in the chat box indexing. Into the ArrayList, we can store duplicate type of objects having the same duplicate values. So that
In
is
arrays, can't we store duplicate values? Why
in
we
arrays.
are stressing
In
here?
ArrayList also we can in arrays also we can store. In ArrayList also we can store. In both the cases, we have indexing concept or not.
Yes.
So in
Where we can't store duplicate elements? Why we are stressing this?
no, I didn't get you. You mean to say in arrays duplicate values cannot be stored? You mean to say?
In arrays also we can store, right?
Yes, in arrays also indexing concept is there. We can store duplicate values in arrays. In array list also we can store because of the
My
indexing.
question. Okay, my question is why we are stressing this. In arrays also we can store duplicate values. In array list also we can store, right?
Yes. So why we are
Mm.
stressing is we are just exploring the features of arrays and array lists. That's it. Okay. There's nothing much. Because
Okay.
I have a question in the chat box whether we can store duplicate values. I'm stressing on that. Because of that, I'm answering this. But ultimately, is that the main difference between arrays and ArrayList I already explained. Arrays are fixed in size, whereas ArrayList is flexible and growable in size, right? You can add as many number of, you don't have to fix the size of the ArrayList, okay? You can add as many number of elements. That is one thing. And arrays can store both primitive values and object-oriented values, whereas ArrayList can only store object-oriented values. That you also know, right?
Yes.
So those are the major differences between arrays and ArrayList. And in arrays, to assign the elements or to retrieve the elements, we have to use square brackets. Array name, square bracket of some index value. Like that we'll use for initializing the array elements and to retrieve the array elements. But in ArrayList, we have add method for adding the elements to the array list or initializing the elements with the array list. And to retrieve the elements, we have to use get method, right? Those are the differences, but the common things are also there. Apart from the differences, arrays and array lists have some common things. One of such common thing is arrays also have index, array lists also have the index. Because of this, duplicate values can be stored as an elements to this array or array list. Now you got it? Now is that clear for you? Fine. Anyhow, adding duplicate elements. Okay, some random name I'm giving. Finish. The only thing is that either in arrays or array lists, we can store duplicate values because of the possibility of indexing concept here. Array list, a list is equal to new array list. And here you provide this one, less than greater than symbol, and say integer here. Import this array list from java.util package, and here type integer here. Here also type integer. Done. Now then write down a list dot add of 9. A list dot add of, let's say again 9. A list dot add of 6. A list dot add of again 9. A list dot add of, let's say 8. So guys, in this particular things, did I add duplicate objects to this array list? Did I get any error? No errors, right? I can add. I'll print it out. This is system.out.println. I'll print the array list as it is. Run the code. You see 99698. Are the duplicate objects stored into the array list or not? What do you say, guys? Are the duplicate objects stored into the array list or not? Yes, there's no problem in that. Okay, fine. So anyone have any doubts in the array list? Let me know. If you have still any doubts in the array list, let me know. This is what the array list is. It looks similar to the arrays, but with some differences, like array list is growable in size. Array list will only accept the objects, can only store objects. So we have to use wrapper classes while creating the array list. And what is the third thing? We have predefined methods like add and get in order to assign or retrieve the elements. Okay, unlike arrays. So this is what is array list, guys. And now let's move on to the HashSet. If you understand, yeah, please.
సార్ అదే లిస్ట్ దగ్గర సిస్ అవుట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ యూజ్ చేశారు కదా సార్ అక్కడ ఏ లిస్ట్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మనకు ఎలిమెంట్స్ అన్ని
You mean to say
retrieve
that
చేస్తున్నాము.
here I can directly give the array list name to print out the array list elements, right? As it is.
ఎస్ బట్ ఓకే అంటే అరే ఫామ్ లో ప్రింట్ చేయాలంటే ఇక్కడ అరే లిస్ట్ ఇవ్వాలి. గెట్ మెథడ్ వాడారు. గెట్ మెథడ్ వాడినప్పుడు కూడా సేమ్ వస్తుంది కదా.
There is something different here. You need to understand. One thing is that, okay, your question I understood. So if you want to print the array list elements at a go, you can use this a list, okay? It will print in this format. Arrays also,
Okay.
if you remember, I have did this. But can I directly print the array? Like print system.out.println array name, can I give and print it out as it is?
No, sir. Arrays.toString method we need to use that.
Yes, we have to use arrays dot arrays predefined class and then toString, and to the toString method we have to pass the array name. There's no direct approach in arrays. Okay. But in ArrayList, we
Yes,
can
sir.
print the ArrayList directly and it will print in this format. In the like this, it will print it out. Okay. But generally this I have done, to avoid that get method, get things and all. Okay. I just want to see how the elements are stored in the ArrayList. Okay. For that purpose, I don't want to individually retrieve all the array elements and print it out. Okay. So that's why I have used this one. There is a direct way of printing the ArrayList. Okay. Also. Okay.
అంటే ఫర్ లూప్ యూజ్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కదా సార్, మరి ఇక్కడ డైరెక్ట్
No.
వచ్చేస్తుంది కదా.
For loop is a different purpose. Okay. If you want to retrieve the elements one by one, then you have to use for loop. Okay. But in real time, we use for loop only. This is only for, I don't want to write so much of code. My purpose is to see whether these elements are stored into the array list. Okay. That's why I'm using this method. Okay. But in real time, we use for each loop. Okay. With array list. But I just want to see whether these elements got added into the array list as an output. Just want to check that. For that, I don't have to use for each loop, right?
Yes, sir.
In real time, you will understand where exactly we need for each loop when we are trying to interact with individual. It's not possible to interact with individual elements, right? While retrieving, it is possible with the print statement. Let's say I want to perform some operation with the second element. Will that be possible with this print statement? While if I'm printing this array list as it is? No. But if I
No,
use for
sir.
each loop, I can capture the individual element and work with that inside the iteration, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's the difference. Okay. Based on your convenience, either you can print the array list directly to see what output is coming. Just for the output case, I've did that. And but most of the cases, we don't need that. Okay.
No, okay, sir.
We generally
Right.
use for
Thank
each
you,
one.
sir.
So again, Rajkumar is asking me some question in the chat box. Array list A list is equal to new array list. Array list integer A list is equal to new array list. Okay, both are working. By default, it will take int. If we want to specify, we have to go for like double char. Is my understanding correct? Let's try it out. That's a very good question, Rajkumar, but I never tried it. But since warning message was coming, I have to provide that. Let's see. Okay, okay, fine, no problem. Yeah, fine. Let's try it out. Let's experiment. What if I don't give this generic value, generic type here? Like if I don't, the question from Rajkumar is what will happen if I don't give integer? Let's try it out, okay? Let's try it and explore. Always we think about outbox, right? This is also outboxing. Let's try it out, okay? We generally don't do that, but still, let's find out, okay? Array list generic type, okay? Some demo, some random name. Click on main method, and inside the main method, I'm going to write array list. A list is equal to new array list. And import this array list from java.util package. I didn't give any generic type. So let's see whether a list dot add of 9 it is taking or not. Put a semicolon. A list dot add of 9, 5. A list dot add of 7. Like this, I'll give 3 elements and I'll try to print it out. System.out.println a list. Like print it out. Okay. Let's see what happens. It's working fine. Okay. What if I try to say 9.5 here? Still working fine. What if I say Arun here? It's working fine. But this is not recommended, guys. It's though it is working for you, but it's not recommended. If you want to store different type of literal objects into this array list, it's better to provide object. When there's a warning message, means we are missing something. Okay. It's not giving you the errors, but there are warning messages are coming. It's better to use, object or something, and then, array list object, array list object, a list object. What is the problem here? Object if I should be parameterized, it is saying, okay, so Okay. Integer, if I give, it's not take. Okay. If I give object class, I think it should work, but somehow warning messages are still coming. I have to see. It's working, but yeah, it's working. Warning messages have been gone. That's what I'm wondering, why warning messages are coming. Okay. So guys, it's better to give that. Without giving also, it's going to work. Okay. But only thing is that you will get warning messages, which is not recommended. Okay. Okay. With warning messages, it's not correct, guys. Okay. With warning messages, it's not correct. So it's better you follow some rules and regulations. Okay. Okay, fine. Anyhow, that doubt is also cleared. Now let's move on. So now Hema is saying that why we are stressing about duplicates, because there is a concept called set in collections, which doesn't allow duplicates, but whereas ArrayList, it will allow duplicates. Correct me if I am wrong. You are right, Rima. That's what we are heading to. Okay. That's what I'm planning to explain in the current one. Okay. So guys, in order to understand the HashSet, the next topic, you have to compare HashSet with ArrayList, then you'll understand it in a better way. Okay, guys, to understand HashSet, it's almost similar to ArrayList only, but only thing is that HashSet, if you compare with ArrayList, you will understand the actual difference, the proper difference you will find between HashSet and ArrayList. If you compare HashSet with ArrayList, let's try to do that. So what I'll do here is okay, so shall I write under this, or maybe a different package I'll write? That will be better, I feel. We have time. I can complete under this also. That's not a big deal. For today, what we can do? I'll create a package otherwise. Okay. Asset demo, like that. I'll create something. Here ArrayList, right? Collection framework demo. In that ArrayList is there. Now I'm creating one more thing like asset demo. And here I'm going to create a new class. And before doing all this stuff, guys, let's go back here. And here, left side, I'll write ArrayList. I told you, right? If you want to understand HashSet, you have to compare ArrayList with HashSet. So here on the left side, from collections framework, we have ArrayList. On the right side, from the collection framework, we have HashSet. So far, if you again go back to the diagram, you see this area we covered: ArrayList, list interface, collection interface is covered already for you. Now we are at this part where I'm covering HashSet, set, and collection again. This part we are going to finish up, and the remaining part will be map, HashMap, and Iterator. Okay. So for currently this part we are, and it will be very easy, guys. There's nothing much here. So I have to create a class. Let's say asset demo, like that. I'll create a class name with main method. So like this here, before I write any code for the HashSet, just understand here in ArrayList, we have indexing concept. Yes or no? In ArrayList, first element will be stored at the index 0, second element will be stored at the index 1. Right or wrong, guys? Yes, right? The answer is yes or no. Indexing concept is there in ArrayList or not? Everyone type in the chat box your answer. In ArrayList, we have indexing concept or not? Just now explained. Indexes concept is yes. It is there. But in HashSet, do we have indexing concept? No indexing. In HashSet, we don't have any indexing. That's the first difference. Okay. Here, because of the indexing concept, we can store duplicate objects into the ArrayList, right? But since there is no indexing concept in the HashSet, can we store duplicate objects? Cannot store. Okay. Duplicates will not be considered. Duplicates won't be considered, guys. Okay. Duplicates won't be considered in HashSet. That means when you try to assign duplicate objects to the HashSet, it will not give you any error, but it will not consider even. Only one of the duplicate thing will be considered. If you add 3 nines into this HashSet, only 1 9 will be considered. Consideration is not there, guys. Okay, it will not consider. It will not give you any compiler error, etc. But it is not going to consider. I'll show you that, prove you that. Okay. In ArrayList, because of the indexing concept, we can use normal for loop or not. Normal for loop also we can use. For int I is equal to 0, I less than size of the array list, I plus plus we can use. But here there is no indexing concept. No normal for loop. Since there is no indexing concept, you cannot use any for loop. No normal for loop can be used. And here coming to the array list, we can use for each loop. Whereas in HashSet, we can use for each loop. Okay, we can use for each loop with not only array list but also with HashSet. Now these are few differences so far. Indexing is there, no indexing is there. Duplicate objects, duplicates will not be considered. Only one out of the duplicate things will be considered. Here normal for loop, here no normal for loop. We cannot use a normal for loop here. For each loop can be used, for each loop can be used. What is other thing? Because of the indexing concept, elements will be stored in a proper order. The whatever, for example, when you say ArrayList dot add of some element, first element will be stored in the index 0, which in the first position. Second element will be using the add method, whatever you added will be stored at the second position. Third element will be stored at the third position. Fourth element will be stored at the fourth position, and on. Or proper order of storing the elements. Here, no proper order, random order. There's no indexing concept. The kind of order in which you are assigning the elements to the HashSet. Okay, internally it may not be the same order, guys. A HashSet may store these elements in a different order internally in the memory, whereas ArrayList will store in the proper order, first come first served like kind of order. But here HashSet doesn't. We don't know how, in which order, random order. Okay, the elements will be stored. And coming to the other stuff. Here, to add the elements to the HashSet, again, we have the in ArrayList, we have the add method. Okay, ArrayList, we have the add method. But what about the HashSet? Here also add method will be there. Okay, in HashSet also we have the add method. But here to retrieve the elements, we have get method, get of index. Since indexing concept is not there in the HashSet, no get method. Okay, no get method. If someone want to take a screenshot, you guys can take a screenshot, guys, of this difference between ArrayList and HashSet. Indexing concept, no indexing concept. Because of this no indexing concept, lot of things are different. Here, duplicate objects are allowed because of indexing. But here, because every index can, if you have index, duplicate objects can be, differentiated with the help of different index. But in HashSet, there is no indexing. So we cannot differentiate the duplicate objects. So duplicate objects will not get any compiler error, etc. while adding the duplicate objects to the HashSet. But internally, when you try to print the HashSet, only one of the duplicate values will be considered. Here, normal for loop can be used because of the indexing concept. Here, normal for loop cannot be used because there is no indexing concept. Here, for each loop can be used. The release for each loop also can be used in HashSet. Here, proper order, the order in which you have added the elements to the array list, the same order, the objects will be stored in the array list. But here in the HashSet, whatever the elements you added to the HashSet, okay, it will not follow any order. In the random order, it's not either ascending, descending. In some random order, the HashSet elements will be stored. And coming to this array list, to add the elements to the array list, we use add method. Here in HashSet, we also use the same add method. But here we have the get method. Here we get of index method is there, but here no get method because there is no indexing concept. So clear, guys, clear with the differences between ArrayList and HashSet. I'm going to practically show you all these things for you right now. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's begin. How to create an object for HashSet? HashSet is equal to new. HashSet is equal to new HashSet. Import this HashSet from java.util package, less than symbol, and greater than symbol. Here, let's say add integer. Here also add integer. What is
string
that?
తీసుకొని చేస్తారు ఒకసారి.
What is that question, Mahesh? If anyone asks about list and set difference, then it will work or not means what? Can you ask it again properly?
This, as you mentioned, the HashSet and the ArrayList difference. So in my last interview, they asked me about the tell me list and set difference. So that time
No,
I'm
you
not
can
able
simply
to.
say that. You can simply say the difference as list is a parent interface of ArrayList, and set is a parent interface, okay, of HashSet. Okay, and now you have to explain the differences between that child classes of these interfaces, that is ArrayList and HashSet. That's the way to do.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
okay,
what you
sure.
have to answer. So when
Okay.
they ask about list and set, you have to say that they are the parent interfaces of the list is the parent interface of ArrayList, set is the parent interface of the HashSet, and ArrayList and HashSet has a lot of differences, and all these differences you have to explain one by one. Okay, that's how we have to counter that. Fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions you guys are asking at this point?
Sir, in place of integer, if you use string, is it work?
Yeah, it will
Does
work. Integer you can use double wrapper class, you can use string class, you can use different type of classes. Okay, but I'm going with integer for a while. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You can use anything. What type of object class you specify here as a generic type for this collection, that type of elements you have to add. If you say string means string type of elements you have to add. Okay. If you say object means different type of objects you can store, right? I told you that in
Yes.
the object arrays, right? Similarly, this also applies. Here in place of this, you can even specify object also. Integer, double, character, okay, float, boolean, object, string, everything you can use. Okay. Here class should be there though. Fine, clear?
Yes, sir.
But for example, to make you guys understand in an easy way, I'm using integer, but in place of integer, you can use different things. Okay, which is mostly used collection type? Mostly used collection type, if you ask me, I'll say ArrayList. Okay, I'll say ArrayList. Okay, Vivek, I'll say ArrayList as an
Yes,
answer.
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
whenever you get such kind of different questions, right, that no one thinks about, like, because I have personally used, you have to give a justification. I don't know like what people use, but personally, when I have written my automation scripts and all, most of the cases I was using the ArrayList. Okay, you can say that. Okay.
They also ask a question that how you pick the collection type according to your requirement. This is
Okay.
this
How
is
you
also
pick
possible
the collection type according to your
according to your requirement.
requirement, right? So
Yes.
sometimes, there is a possibility, what we can say, uh, there may be some situations. For example, in Selenium automation, there is a situation, for example, that particular method is returning me, instead of array list, it is instead of list of elements, it is returning me set of elements. Okay, then I have to go with the HashSet only, right? That's what I can say. You see, I will answer genuinely. Whatever I have done so far, I'll answer it genuinely. Okay, and you can say that if the element should be stored in a preferred order, I'll go with the array list. If the elements no need to be stored in a preferred order, I have to go with the HashSet. Okay, and if I don't want the duplicate elements to be there in my collection, then I'll go with the HashSet. If okay, like that, you have to give the answers. Okay, so it's like this is what are the things, right? Why we choose different. The differences are the reasons, right? So if I don't want duplicate elements to be stored, for example, there is a situation came in my program where there's a program where user will enter a lot of duplicate values, but I have to I don't want to store the duplicate values, only one I should be considering, okay? So there may be a real-time situation, we don't know, okay? In that situation, what I will use, I'll use ArrayList or HashSet if I don't want duplicate.
Depending upon three factors, duplicate, same value,
If I want
and
duplicates, I will go with
inconsistency.
ArrayList anyhow. If I don't want duplicates, I'll go with HashSet, right? Okay, it is a programming requirement. Anything can be countering here, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So if I want my elements to be stored in a given order,
Right.
if you give me a chance to use ArrayList or HashSet, proper order should be there. Whatever the order in which I have added the elements to the ArrayList, the same order it should be stored in the memory. So in that case, I'll go with ArrayList, right? I'll not go with HashSet. This kind of things, okay, depending on that. Sometimes you need key value pairs. You want to store the details of some employee details, employee name, employee age, employee experience, employee location, employee salary, like that. You want to store some details in a proper way. Then I cannot use ArrayList HashSet. I have to go with HashMap. Okay. Some key and value pairs if I want to store the data in the way of key value pair. Here data is not stored in the key value pair, only value type of only value objects are being stored, only individual objects. But if I want my data to be stored in the computer memory in this way, where there should be a key and there should be a value. For example, employee details, name, employee name, some name. Okay, employee experience, some experience. Like that, if you want to store, I will go with HashMap. So this is how we have to decide. Okay. Got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Based on your requirement, programming requirement, how you want to store the data. Okay. Whether you want to allow duplicates, don't want to allow the duplicates, or whether you want to store the data in a particular order, or if you like, that's one thing. And other thing is like, if you want to store the data in the form of key value pairs, okay, like name and key name and key value kind of stuff, then different collections framework classes we will use it. Okay. Fine. Anyhow, I'll make a note of your questions because you are saying they are being asked in the interviews.
Also, I have wanted to add one question, like difference
Yeah.
between list, set, and map. So it's easy to understand, or the situation which we are coming to the requirements. So it will be more clarity for us.
I didn't get that comment.
Interfaces,
What are you saying?
the three interfaces like list, map, and set. If we clear about this, then we
List,
can
map, and set. Yes, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So if we know the differences of these three basic differences like duplicate or key value pair or the insertion order, depending upon three factors, so we can easily understand the further things.
Yes, right. That's the answer. Okay. If you know the differences between this list, set, and map, or array list, has set, and has map, right? You can easily find out what you need at that situation, right? That's how we make a decision. Okay. They're expecting you. How you choose means it depends on your situation. If duplicates can be allowed, I may go with array list, right?
ArrayList.
Duplicates are not allowed. Has sets. Okay. If I want to store the data in the form of key value pairs, I'll go with HashMap. It all depends. And these are the things that we are covering. But if you see the collections framework topic, it's very vast. Okay.
Exactly.
There are a lot of stuff. So when we have to use what, it all you will come to a picture or understanding only when you understand all the collections. Okay. Then only you'll get an idea. But here,
This is how we divide in three parts. Then it will easy to understand the vast picture of this collection framework.
yes. So if you see the differences, we'll understand what you need. Okay. If you don't know the difference, between list, set, and hash map, then you will fail to answer such kind of questions in the interviews, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What is most used collection type? Okay. Collection framework type. And other one is like when do you choose a particular, or how do you choose otherwise? How do you choose a collection type for your program? Okay, like some questions, very interesting to know. So great. Yeah, sure. I'll ping in the Telegram group the collections framework thing. If you want to learn collections in depth, I already created a playlist. I'll just ping you in a while. Just give me a second. Okay, so one thing that is
Yesterday you got noted down in the notepad.
yeah, I posted that in the Telegram group, I guess, right? Did I post in the Telegram group already
Oh,
yesterday?
it was not there in the Telegram group. You
Oh, I didn't
told that
mention
it
that.
would be post. It is. It would be an optional assignment like that.
Fine,
You
fine,
have
fine.
noted
Yes,
the
yes. I
output.
didn't post it, but I wanted to post. Today I'll post otherwise, okay? No issues.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
So yeah, maybe I forgot. Okay. Yeah, by the end of the session and all. Here is a collections framework. Anyhow, I'll ping in the this one. Yes, right. Yeah, I'll post it here also. I'm posting, guys, in the chat box also. You can take it from there, and also in the Telegram group today I'll post for sure. Okay, as an assignment.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
Fine, great. Okay, great. And today is what, guys? Today is I think it's Thursday, right? Tomorrow also we have some time. Okay. We'll try to finish up this collections framework by tomorrow, most probably. But let's move on. Let's if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll just go with and demonstrate the stuff for you. Shall I go ahead? Shall I go ahead, guys? With the programs and all? Okay, fine. So here, guys, coming to the HashSet, this is how we create the asset similar to the ArrayList,
Arun,
right? Similar to the ArrayList.
Arun,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Actually, in interview they asked me where you use the HashSet collection interface.
Hmm.
So can I answer like in the gate window handles? The
Yes.
gate
Yes.
gate
Right.
window
Right.
handles has the return type of a set of string. So can
Yes.
I
Correct.
say the HashMap
Yes, you can do that.
hash
That's
set?
what we'll get we as a software testers mostly use
Mhm,
this HashSet collections in our automation, right? If they
mhm.
are asking really where exactly in your Selenium automation or in your work time you have used HashSet means you definitely have to answer the same thing.
But set and hash set are different thing, na?
No, set is a
That's why
parent
I'm
of the
getting.
HashSet. Set is a parent of the HashSet.
Okay.
But the working
But
model
even
will be
window
same. You see,
handles.
it is actually returning you in a hash set, but that hash set object is
Mhm.
stored can be stored in the set interface. That's the only thing that you are seeing the difference.
But in window handles, we want the order structured. If I want to move from one window to the another window,
No.
then I have
That one
to.
you have to do it programmatically, right?
Okay.
That one you have to handle programmatically. You see, there is a drawback there. But since the predefined method of the
Mhm.
Selenium, whatever you are talking about, is returning you the hash set, basically, right? But there's
Okay.
no way that you can get the things in order. So what we do, we
Mhm.
programmatically, iterate through each and every window and match with its title or URL or whatever it is, and then we'll land on a
Mhm.
required window and then perform the operation on the respective window. That's what we do. Programmatically, we have to
Okay.
handle. There is no other way. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Rishi, ArrayList would be better choice there, isn't it? Means no, because there is no other choice there. In the Selenium automation, there is a command of get window handles which will return you this hash set. That is a asset object to a set interface. It will return. So there is a no way of Yes, if you don't want duplicates, then we have to go with hash set case. Okay. That's the reason when Windows and it should not be duplicated or something. Maybe they have given HashSet. We don't know why Selenium guys decided to go with HashSet, but ultimately for that get window handles command, it will return you the HashSet only. So we have to work with HashSet. Is it clear, Rishi?
But we need to retrieve the addresses, right? So for that we need indexing. So we can
Where
convert HashSet
in the
into
window
ArrayList.
handles you mean in the window handles you mean to say?
Yes, get window handles.
Get window handles will get the unique IDs of the windows, but what we generally do is we will iterate through each and every window and we'll try to retrieve either title or URL of that particular window and then decide we are on the proper window or not. Using the logic we can write. Got it, Rishi?
Okay.
So there is a way to overcome
Okay.
that. Okay, there's not compulsory that you need to get the which is first one, second one. While I cover that get window handles and all, it will be more clear for you. Okay.
Yes, sir. But there could be different solutions, right? For that.
There are different solutions. Depending on your needs, you have to write different logics.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But there are two
Yes.
windows, you have to write a different logic. There are three windows, you have to write a different logic, like that. Okay. So like that, it's all depends on us. Okay. We'll discuss more about that when that concept comes. Okay. So other people who don't know about Selenium automation and all, don't worry about that. It will be covered for you. Okay. For now, let's focus on the HashSet. So HashSet is equal new HashSet and how to add the elements. HashSet dot again same add command 9. I told you, right? One of the difference is add command, add. Okay. So then HashSet dot add of 9 5. HashSet dot add of 7. HashSet dot add of let's say 1. Then HashSet dot add of 8. Like that, I added some elements. HashSet dot add of 6. Like that, I added some elements. Now, if I want to print it out, system.out.println. HSet, if I try to print out the HSet here, just to see how the elements are being stored in the array. How they are stored, guys? Tell me. How they are stored? In which order? Are they stored in the same given order like index 0, index 1 order or a different order? It looks like ascending, but it's not ascending, guys. Okay. In all cases, you will not get 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You may not get. Okay. You'll not get this thing always. I'll give 21 here. Let's see what happens. I'll try to just modify the values. Now tell me, is it ascending order? Now tell me, guys, is this ascending order? Earlier, it felt like ascending order. Once the moment I change one of the value, is it coming as an ascending order? 5. But in the first position, 9 is there, but we got 5. Second position, 5 is there, we got 21. It's no particular order. It's not ascending order. It's not descending order. It's a random order. Everyone type in the chat box how the elements will be stored in the HashSet in the random order. Everyone type random order in the chat box. So I'm explaining all the stuff. You see, I covered random order here. I covered the add method. Okay. I told you there is no indexing concept. 3 items are already done. I cannot use for loop. This is also done. This is also done. I cannot use for loop. So few more things are there to compare this HashSet with ArrayList that I'm going to do now. Okay. So let's go with done. That is a new class. So random order is clear for you. And duplicates will not be considered, right? Duplicate will not be considered. I'll try to add duplicates and see what happens. Okay. HashSet duplicates, duplicates demo. Okay. Just comparing when you compare HashSet with ArrayList, right? You will get all the stuff. Okay. That's how you have to learn HashSet. HashSet, HSet is equal to new HashSet. When you compare these two things, ArrayList with HashSet, you will understand HashSet in a proper way. There's no other thing. Now what I'll do is integer. Here also integer. And here I'll import this HashSet from java.util package. Then HashSet dot add of 9. HashSet dot add of 7. HashSet dot add of 5. HashSet dot add of again 9. HashSet dot add of again 9. HashSet dot add of let's say 6. Now here 3 times I added the same object 9, 9, 9. Duplicate elements are there. Now if I print it out, system.out.println and HashSet, run the code. How many times 9 is considered? There 3 times I try to add 9, but how many times 9 is considered here? Tell me, guys, how many times the 9 is considered here? Only one time. Only one time the 9 is considered, guys. Remaining all times 9 is not considered. That means duplicates will not be considered. They will be allowed. In the Java program, you can feel free to add any number of duplicate elements, but ultimately HashSet will not consider and remove all the duplicate elements, only consider one element. Okay, that's what is the thing. People will say that, will you get any compiler error? No, you'll not get any compiler error, but duplicates will not be considered, you have to say. Okay, that's what you have to do. And next, no indexing, duplicates will not be normal for loop cannot be used because there is no indexing concept. For int I is equal to 0, I cannot use. So I can use for each loop. I can use for each loop. There is no get method also because there is no indexing concept. ArrayList.get method, this HashSet.get method is not there, guys. Okay, so we have to ultimately go with for each loop only. I'll demonstrate with for each loop now. Okay, there's no get method. So let me finish this one, guys, for today. And if I am done with this HashSet, I'll just stop. Okay, just 2 to 3 minutes. Just give me some more time. It's almost there. You're almost there. What is that? For each demo. Okay, we can only use for each with the HashSet. We cannot use for loop. Can we use for loop with HashSet? No. We can use for each loop. HashSet. It's set is equal to new HashSet. And here provide the less than greater than symbol, less than greater than symbol. And here I'll say integer. Or I can use a string. People are asking me, right, can we use string here? Yes, we can use string. I'll take a different example here, string. Just for the sake. You can do the same thing in ArrayList also. Then HashSet dot add of and say Arun. HashSet dot add of. Give the other one, that is Varun. HashSet dot add of let's say Darun, semicolon. Now can I use for loop, normal for loop I cannot use. For each loop I have to use, where each and every element here is of which type? String type. So add just a string n colon. You can give any name for this n, and here HashSet, and just go here and print it out. System.out.println n. This is how we can use for each loop with HashSet as usual. Run the code and see. Tarun, Arun, Varun. Is it the same order or random order? Same order or random order? Random order. You see, first Arun was there, then Varun was there, then here Tarun, Arun, Varun came. Okay, so it is a random order. But you see, we can use for each loop like this. The next part or next thing here we have in the HashSet is okay, this part is done, random order is done, won't have index values is done. Then only the simple thing that is left out is, as we can create an object of the array list and assign it to the variable of the parent interface list, and as you can create an object of the array list and assign it to the parent of the collection interface, similarly, we can create an object of the HashSet and assign it to the parent interface set. Okay, we can create an object for HashSet and create and assign it to the variable of the collection interface. Okay, variable of the collection interface. Can you try this out, guys? Can I give you this as an assignment? Do I have to explain this? Okay. Shall I give you that as an assignment? Creating an object for HashSet and assigning to the variable of the set interface. Create an object for HashSet and creating assigning to the variable of the collection interface. You can see the diagram and clearly do that. Okay, you can try it out. I'll give that as an assignment. I'll not explain. Okay, since I already covered that part in ArrayList, you can try it out with HashSet. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. That's all for today from my side as part of training. Sorry, I have taken 5 more minutes today. 5 minutes more I have taken. Yeah, great. Rinky, good to know that assignments has been fruitful. Okay. So you are gaining some confidence. That's very great. Yeah. Any questions, any doubts? This is the right time for you to pitch in. Guys, any doubts, any questions from ArrayList and HashSet? Let's not dig deep into this, Vivek, of different methods of ArrayList HashSet. These are the important ones for our Selenium automation. Okay, let's not go deep there. This much will be more than enough. Okay, I don't want to go beyond this.
సార్ ఈ అరే లిస్ట్ యాసెట్ లో అరే లిస్ట్ లో అసైనింగ్ డిసైనింగ్ అట్లా ఏమైనా చేయగలం సార్ సార్టింగ్ కూడా అరేస్ చేస్తాం
Sorting the elements in the array list. Don't
Yes,
know,
sir.
but I have to see. But in arrays we do, right? But on an array list, how it will be sorting, just we have to find it out. Never tried that, but maybe there may be some methods for that. We generally don't need that, but still, as part of interviews or not, if you want to find it out. Can we sort the elements in the array list in Java, right? That is a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can sort. It seems. Yeah, I don't remember, but there are methods like collections.sort. Some kind of methods are there. Collections.reverse. There's one more method I remember apart from sort is reverse. It will reverse the elements. Okay. Collections.reverse, collections.sort. Some kind of methods are there. Okay. So yeah. What I will do is I'll try to create these things as interview questions. Okay. I'll try to do a lot of R&D on this stuff and create. Okay. So the question is different methods we have in collections framework classes. Okay, I'll do that R&D and give it to you guys at the end. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll give you that as an assignment if required, and you can go and watch the videos and get yourself confident. Okay, but let's not drag this session. But the question is fine, you can ask still. After sorting, it will be sorted. Okay. So there are many other things also now apart from sorting, right? I have seen something like reverse. Okay, collections.reverse kind of stuff is there where it will reverse the elements. 4 will come into
Yes, sir.
5 position, 5 will come into 4 position. That I know, but sorting I was not sure, but it's there. Okay, fine. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, there will be a lot of methods in Vivek. If you want to really find different methods of array list, what are the different predefined methods of array list? Add method is one thing that we use, and another overloaded method of the add is there, and then add a particular element at a particular index also you can do. Get method is there. Remove method is there. You can remove the elements from the array list. Size method already we have seen. Contains method is there. Clear method, it removes all the elements of the array list. Is empty method, okay, checks whether that particular array list is not having any elements or not. Index of a particular element we can retrieve. Sorting is there. We can convert the array list to array. Okay, we can convert an array list to array with the help of toArray method. These are few examples of the methods, but there are many other methods. Don't worry, this thing, what I will do is I'll create some videos and share it with you in some time. Okay, some days. Yeah, I'll talk to you, Anil. Just be there in the meeting till the end of the session. You are new to this batch. I know that. I'll just talk to you and give you a plan, customized plan on what to do. Okay, fine, Anil. You just be there in the meeting. I'll talk to you at the end of the meeting. Anyone, any other people new to this? New to this sessions? I'll give you a plan. Apart from Anil, anyone new to this session? Sushma. Sushma is new. Anil is new. Any other apart from Anil, Sushma? Supriya. 3 people. Yeah, Anil, Supriya, and Sushma. And there are 2 more people I remember, but I don't know whether Vishwa Reddy, Vijay Kumar. Okay, fine. Anyhow.
Hi, Aaron. Actually, myself, Vishwa. Yesterday I joined with the name V. I think that's the reason.
Oh,
we
okay,
can
okay.
see.
I didn't find that otherwise. Okay, fine. Okay, I talked to you right already. So how it is going for you, Vishwa?
Yeah, it's going fine. So I think from today, I think I will go through the sessions from day 11 to 13 is correct? Yesterday.
Okay, okay, great. Fine, fine. Okay. Good. Yeah, fine. There are a lot of stuff, guys. If you go dig deep into collections framework, there will be a lot of things, okay, that I cannot explain in these sessions. What I can do is that I'm creating this playlist anyhow, right? The interview questions playlist. As part of the playlist, it will be covered for you, okay? So I've already given some assignments from 100 to 1 to 100 videos in the interview questions, and 101 to 200. Now 200 to 201 to 300 is getting ready, and tomorrow the other things also coming. So I'll keep giving the assignments, so you can watch the assignments and get yourself confident in this things. Okay, fine. Anyhow, this will be enough, guys. Okay, this will be enough for Selenium automation. So if anything need to be learned in depth later regarding Java, we can do it at the end otherwise, okay? But not now. ArrayList and HashList is completed. Then we have Iterator and HashMap. These things will be covered for you tomorrow. Any other doubts or questions, guys? Any other doubts or questions? New people, you just stay in the meeting. I would like to talk to you, and other people can ask me the doubts. Meanwhile, new people, you just see what I'm doing here every day, guys. Every day, I'll just come to this Telegram group, where you are added. Yeah, thank you, Renika. You do have a great day. I'll come to the Telegram group, and here I'll post the notes, today's notes. The same notes are there. Whatever the notes I've used, same notes are there. Yeah, these are the notes. Today also I have used the same notes, so I'll just ping the today's notes. Today's notes. New people, you just follow what I am doing. And after that, I have to add the code. Whatever the code I have demonstrated today, that code I have to share. So for that, I'll just upload this code into the cloud repo and then share it to you. Don't worry how I am uploading and all, and that I'll cover during the Selenium series. Okay. Okay, then copy all this. Come back here, go to this one. Then your box, local repos. Okay, here I'll paste. This one I'll upload onto the GitHub cloud and share the code with you every day. So now the code will be there for me on the GitHub, guys. Uploaded my code from my local machine to the GitHub. I'll explain all this process, how to use GitHub and all the stuff later. But for now, my intention was to share the code, whatever I taught you today. So to share that in a proper way, I'm just uploading to the cloud and giving it to you. So I'll go inside this SRC of this project, and where you will see yesterday. Now, collections framework demo. In this, you see now in this, whatever the now things are there, add duplicate elements, ArrayList collections demo, okay, ArrayList for each loop, ArrayList for each loop, all these things I'll be covering. Copy this. Then come back today's code one. Today's code one, I will say, and just paste it. There's one thing. Second thing is today's code two. Today's code one is done. Today's code two I'll show. That is framework demo is one, and the other one is this one. This is yesterday's doubts. Okay, so another 1 minute will be there. HashSet demo, right? So copy this here. You can go inside the individual files and you'll get the code, guys. Okay, if you want, whatever the code, okay, that I have demonstrated, you'll get everything. So here I'll come and say today's code 2. Today's code 2. Done. Then I generally give the assignments, guys. Generally, I'll give the assignments every day. So let me type down the assignments. Assignment 1. Okay. Use for loop for retrieving and printing all the elements of array list. Okay, this is one thing. Assignment 2. Use for each loop for retrieving and printing all the elements of array list. Assignment 3. Okay. Assignment 3. Create assets and add elements to the assets. Assignment 4. Write program to find the differences between array list and HashSet. Assignment 5. Create use for each loop for retrieving and printing all the elements of the array list. Assignment 6. Assignment 6 is assign the object of assets to the variable of parent interfaces and create programs to add and retrieve elements in the assets. Assignment 7, which is optional assignment, where you have to go with this playlist. Collections playlist. So this is up to you guys if you have time. There are like 19 videos of different, not only whatever I'm covering, but behind that, there are some things that you can go and cover. Here I'll write. Learn, complete collections framework in your free time. Okay, that's done. Okay, so and apart from that, I generally share the recording every day in this Telegram group. I'll simply post recording will be uploaded soon. And within 1 or 2 hours, you'll get the recording, guys. So now, any doubts, any questions? Guys, any doubts, any questions from today's session? Anyone have any doubts, questions from today's session? Looks like no questions. So I'd like to talk to the new joiners. Then if you have any questions, you can still ask, guys, no problem. I would like to talk to the new people meanwhile. So Anil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Anil. this is your first class, right? So, you know,
Yeah,
where exactly you are, Anil, in your knowledge in terms of Selenium, Java, etc.
no, sir, I'm new to Selenium.
You're new to Selenium. What about Java?
Java.
Java also completely new.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, Anil, we have three things going on now. Okay, we have three things going on now. I'll tell you what is going on. So accordingly, you have to plan yourself. First thing is that Monday to Friday. Okay, at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. IST, the way you joined today. We have this Selenium and Java module going on. Selenium plus Java module going on. Okay. And I almost completed Java. We are moving on to Selenium side with frameworks and all. We'll go on. Okay. In the morning hours. Second part is weekends. Second thing is weekends. In weekends, there are two parts. In weekends, there are two parts. One part is 7 a.m. 7 a.m. IST. What we are doing is we are randomly picking some challenges and automating them so that we can learn a lot of stuff in automation and how to automate the applications. The real applications we are trying to automate here. Okay, live, real applications, automation we are doing. Along with that, we are planning to automate. We are planning to automate an application end to end. That is complete test cases of that application. We are planning to automate as a project, a side hustle project that is not started yet. Currently, we are looking into challenges and we are automating that. Like last week, we have done with the Red Bus. This week, we'll do with some other stuff like that. Okay. And on the weekends, again, from 11 a.m. onwards, okay, the end time I don't know, but from 11 a.m. onwards, what we are going to do is we are going to conduct software testing manual part session, manual testing sessions, and that we are going to do at a very extraordinary level when compared to my YouTube videos and all. Okay, software testing manual part. Okay, that's going to start both on Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m. It will start. End time I don't know. I'll give proper breaks and all, and we'll try to cover as much as possible. That's the plan. Three things are going on. So for you, so Anil, are you already good with manual testing, or even manual testing you are new to that?
Actually, I listen so many videos in YouTube for manual testing.
Okay, okay. Can you raise your voice, Anil? I'm not getting much voice from you. Anil?
No,
No. Your
yes,
voice is very low.
wait.
Okay.
Hold, sir.
Yeah, Anil, tell me.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Anil, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, Anil, tell me.
So, no, is it audible?
Yeah, it is audible now. Tell me. Okay.
What I'm saying that I am releasing so many videos on YouTube, sir, for manual.
Okay. Okay. Fine. For manual testing, you have watched the videos, but do you have any real-time experience?
No, sir, I don't have any
No.
real time.
So I recommend you to start
Yeah.
here, Anil. Okay.
Oh,
This
okay.
weekend, manual testing you start, and parallelly, you also watch these sessions. You can join these sessions, and they are going to be repeated for you. Okay. They are going to be repeated for you. Meanwhile, you can focus on manual, and here you join. And also, I'll give you a plan what to do meanwhile. Okay. Thing is, since we already have started and completed most of the portions in Java, what I recommend you is, you see, there is this Telegram
Yeah,
group, right, where you have been added, right? So in
right.
the Telegram, just go to the complete top. And here you will see day 1, day 2 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You see day 1 is there, day 2 will come. Okay. From the top, you have to come down. Okay. Like that, you
Okay.
don't have to start from day 1. You directly start with the day 11. Okay, you stop at the day 11 and the recordings will be there. You watch the recordings. Every day you need to watch 2 recordings for now. Okay. So
Okay.
by this
Day 11 is from Java, sir.
day
Day
11
11 is
day
from
11
Java.
is from Java. Okay. So Day 11 you start, day 11, day 12, and this will be repeated for you in the upcoming modules again. The modules will be repeated. For now, since you joined in between, right? The plan is that you continue with software testing training manual part, and along with that, parallelly you learn, go through the recordings, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me on a daily basis. Okay. So everyone is doing the same thing. A lot of people have joined in between similar to you, and they're able to cope up. So you also will be able to cope up, and try to complete this by Sunday. Okay, 11, 12, keep going down. Okay, start from 11 and keep going down. Okay.
Okay.
So any doubts, any
Uh,
questions, you can ask me on a daily.
Hi Arun.
Yeah, hi.
Hi Arun, this is Krupal.
Krupal, tell me.
Yeah, I want to ask something. How to practice test cases, because the interviewer nowadays asking for the scenario-based test cases. So give me some suggestion how to practice for the test cases.
Simple words is that how to write the test cases you're asking me, right? When the interview is
Yeah,
asked. That part
yeah.
will be covered in the weekend part. We'll go deep into that. Okay. How to create test
Okay.
cases. Okay.
No,
So
no, I have some exposure how to create a scenarios and how to write the test cases. But I want to practice. I'm not able to write immediately. If they ask me the question for write the test cases, the person want to book the ticket from the Book My Show. They give me
okay.
the scenario.
Okay, then
So
in
how
that
to
case,
tackle?
what you have to do is you have to create a mind map kind of stuff. What I follow is I'm telling you, I'll create a mind map, generate the ideas first, and each and every idea, I'll create a test case.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. Okay. So I have to think about that thing. For example, booking a ticket, write test cases. So what are the ideas? Okay, booking a ticket in advance, booking the ticket on the same day. Okay, booking the ticket 1 hour before, let's say. Okay, booking a ticket for what? Proper location and destination and all those stuff. Okay, booking a ticket for multiple people. Like that, lot of ideas will keep kicking in, right? When you try to ideate them, right? That ideas we have to note down, and after the ideas are done, then we'll start writing the test cases. Okay, if you want a real demo of that, you have to wait for the weekend, software testing manual sessions. Okay, there we are going to do a lot of work. Okay, like whatever we are doing in Selenium, right? I'll just make it more interesting for you at that time, and we'll make it more, interacting and more practice oriented. Okay, that after that, right, you will have a lot of confidence. I can assure you that. Okay, after these sessions, you'll be more confident.
Okay.
You can do anything. Yeah, Anil, I've already talked to you. If you don't have anything, if you are fine with the plan, you can move on. No problem. Okay. Any other people I need to talk apart from Anil? We have Sushma. Sushma, right? Sushma.
Yeah, Sushma. It's
Sushma,
Sushma.
like, what about you? Like, what exactly your situation?
So, I have 4 years of experience as a manual tester, Arun.
Great.
So,
Okay.
in last month, I was laid off from Cognizant. So, they
Oh.
asked me to resign as my project was ramped down. So, now
Okay.
I'm searching. Yeah. So, I have some knowledge about Selenium Java. I completed the course some years back.
Okay.
But
Okay.
now I don't have any confidence like to program and interviewer asking for the program, right? So
Yes, right. Correct.
I am managing it in interviews in theoretical. So theoretical it's okay, so I can answer, but while they are asking me to program,
So
so there
you are
I'm
failing there. Okay, fine. So here is the thing, like, knowledge wise, you are very good still.
yeah, I'm revising though.
Revising those. So not confident enough in
Not
concepts,
confident.
maybe,
Yeah.
right? Because of which you're unable to write the programs on the go, right?
Right.
Right, that's fine. So today's session, were you able to understand at least?
Yeah, sure.
That's very good actually. So, but Sushma, the same plan is that you start from day 11 in the Telegram
Okay.
group, okay?
Okay.
And watch at 2x speed because you're already aware of Java and all the stuff, right? Watch at 2x speed, okay?
Yeah.
That and parallelly attend these sessions, and these sessions will be repeated for you. once this module is over, again this module will be repeated on the weekdays. Okay, it's a continuous module. Okay, so it's a cycle kind of stuff, and you can attend any number of modules. Okay, repeatedly, and you can clear your doubts ongoing basis also. Okay, there's no limits, no restrictions. But since you have joined now, I don't want you to waste the time for the next module until the next module gets repeated. This same module gets repeated. So I want you to go through the recordings for now, starting from day 11.
Okay, Arun. One more thing, Arun. Actually, are you teaching like BDD Cucumber framework and all?
Yes,
Are you
yes. We are going to create framework from scratch.
Okay. So actually, I don't have any experience in automation, but in resume, I am going to mention it as I have worked on the project.
Don't worry, you will get that. You will get that. No need to worry. Okay. You will get a complete project experience. And on the weekends, I told you right here, if you see the background, weekends, we are doing that real live application automation. With that, right? With that, you will, this is a side hustle project. It feels like you are already working on a project. So you'll get a lot of confidence. Okay.
Okay.
These initiatives are planned like that, and we have other initiatives coming up. So let's stay tuned. Okay. So let's stay tuned. That will definitely help you out in your career and job success. Okay. Coming days. For now, these are the best ones we have. And once these are done, we are still evolving and trying to include more modules in the coming days. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Arun.
Yeah. Fine. Welcome. So Sushma, you're good. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Supriya?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Supriya. So what about you?
Yeah, I'm new to this software field. I have actually 5 years of career gap. I have prepared for competitive exam. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get into this field now.
Completely software testing is new for you then, Supriya, right?
No, I have a little touch in manual testing.
Little touch in manual testing, okay.
Yeah, I have learned from the YouTube classes what is manual testing and what are the SDLC, STLC and all.
Okay.
So automation is somewhat new. I have followed your Selenium Telugu version classes.
Okay, till where you followed?
Yeah, I have completed all the 64 classes.
Then we are very good, right? I think you are able to understand today's session, right? Without any problem.
Yes, sir. It's actually for a revision kind of a session for me.
Yes, that's great. That's great. So you are good. That means you don't have to do anything, but still I recommend Supriya to watch from day 11. Why? Because why I'm
Yes, sir.
asking you guys to go to the day 11 onwards is like we have done a lot of discussions and we went behind the borders and the explanations were more than what we have done on YouTube. Okay, so just you also watch at 2x speed. Okay, day 11 onwards.
Yes.
And then you'll get more knowledge. Okay, so that's the plan.
Yes.
And you can continue with the sessions, and these things will be repeated for you. You can attend the next batches also, and you can stay connected to me throughout the continuous process. Okay, and we will also initiate new initiatives coming days. That also you can take part of that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So I think I have addressed everyone who is new, and I think they are good. Fine. Any other doubts, questions, guys, before we wind up for today? Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, hello, Arun.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Avi. Tell me.
Yeah, sorry. I was away from my desktop briefly, so when I came back, I saw this diagram on the screen.
Okay.
So when are we actually starting the software manual testing?
Manual testing, it's on weekends. Weekends, 11 a.m. IST.
Okay, so basically we are doing these two together over the weekends, the 7 a.m. and the 11 a.m.
Yes, two things will be there. In the weekends, 7 a.m. will be live application automation and 11 a.m. will be software testing manual.
Okay, so are we starting the 11 a.m. One this weekend or when?
Yes, this weekend only we are planning. Javed will announce you on that.
Okay, and it's going to be Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, right? Both.
Okay.
So this is our as usual sessions. This one, that we recently started weekends part. You already are aware of this, right? Live application.
Yeah, I know. This one has been.
This is a new one. This is a new one at 11 a.m. IST. We are starting software testing, manual part. Okay.
Yeah. And then one more thing. I don't know
Yeah.
if you really have the time right now.
Tell me.
I went through which one is that? The Cucumber PDD program, they went for almost 10 hours. So at the end of the course, and then when you try to convert the JUnit to TestNG.
Okay, convert the JUnit to TestNG. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I did exactly what you did, but I don't know where I got it wrong. It wasn't working anymore, but it worked with the JUnit. But when I tried to convert it to TestNG, it wasn't working. So I can show you the code if you don't mind.
Let's not do that. Okay, so we have time. So maybe whatever the videos you are watching, right? Maybe, you know, I may have a different plan now. So let's not worry about that. Whatever you are able to achieve, just till there you go. Till JUnit you are comfortable, go with JUnit. Okay. So you stop it there. Don't worry about TestNG. That's an additional stuff anyhow. Okay. But when we really move to the frameworks part, right, then I'll cover it for you in detail, and you don't have to worry much. And if any problems faced at that time, I'll definitely, you know, explain you and help you out there. Okay. For now, stop with JUnit. That will be enough.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much then.
Yeah. Welcome. Shivakumar is asking me, sir, we need to pay extra fees for no need to pay anything, guys. You're allowed directly. Yes, the people who join in any of these three modules, either you join in this module by paying some fees, these two modules are free for you. If you join this module, this and this is free for you. If you join in this module, this and this are free for you. Okay, only one-time payment, remaining all free. Okay, you don't have to pay any extra thing. Fine, guys. Fine, Shivakumar. Fine. Okay. Any other questions?
I have created the BDD framework, which is with the help of your videos last time.
Okay.
But somehow, somewhere it's not going to run. There is some error over
Maybe
there.
the version changes, or we don't know what will happen. But don't worry about that, Vivek. Like in the coming days, we are going to look into the framework. I'm going to show you how to create a framework from scratch. Maybe at the time, the things will be resolved for you. Okay.
And the glue concept, like the glue file which we created.
Yeah, whatever it may be, whatever the situations may be, but let's not take it now because we are not into that, right? So once we are into that, I'll make sure that it's very good for you. Okay. I'll resolve all the things. Until then, you try it out by yourself and try to resolve it by yourself. Just take it as a challenge. Parallelly, you try to do that. Okay, whatever it is, just keep R&D and all. When the time comes, I will, you know, clear all your things. Okay, it will be good for you.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Vivek. Any other questions? Any other doubts? Okay, then I don't see any other doubts coming up. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone for attending today's session. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye everyone.
Bye, sir.
Bye guys. See you tomorrow.